What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing a video on why I think Hollow Knight is actually a fucking terrible game, and why Shovel Knight is so much better. So I have a couple points to make here with Hollow Knight. Number one, uh, it's just a bad game. I don't know how to... It's poorly rendered, poorly made, poorly designed, poorly coded. The combat is shit. The enemies are shit. The areas are shit. Alright, I'll start with the combat. The combat is one of the most atrocious things I've ever seen in a fucking video game. You get this little fucking nail, because you're supposed to be a bug, and you're just swinging that thing around. It does no damage. You get no satisfaction killing enemies, because all you do is you feel like you're putting in so much effort for no payoff. They don't even give you that much money. You can't really do anything with your money either. Alright, moving on to the enemies. The lack of enemy diversity in this game, honestly, is kind of atrocious. If you're going to make a game, it doesn't matter if you're an indie developer or a big company. Diversify. Make different characters. Make different enemies. Make me want to go and find new things. They just give you bland enemies you'll see all around. You're going to get sick of killing them. You're going to get sick of returning back to those areas. Speaking of the areas, they're shit. Most of the areas in the game, other than like one or two, aren't even worth fucking going to. You could beat the game without visiting all of the fucking areas. That's shit. That's so dumb. Piggyback off of that, a lot of the areas' designs are so fucking bland. Like, the artistic direction in this game is so suboptimal. Like, it's honestly a fucking shit show. It's so bad. I can't even express how fucking angry I am with how bad the art direction is. It makes me feel bad for people who spent money on this game. Like, if you go out, work a job, make your hard-earned money, I would not recommend you this. If you were telling me, hey, Michael, I want to play a piece of shit and hate myself after playing it, oh, Hollow Knight, great game for that. But if you actually want to sit down and get into the nitty-gritty of a good game, this is not something I would recommend. Hollow Knight is a game for people who hate themselves. It's a game for people who hate games. The bosses, don't even get me started, some of the worst bosses in the game. One of the mandatory bosses, you don't even have to fucking fight. They're already dead. That should just tell you. My least favorite boss in this game is the Radiance. Stupid boss. Poorly designed. Bad music, bad level, bad design. And that's supposed to be your creme de la creme. That's supposed to be your magnum opus, your final boss, and you make it shit. The Hollow Knight was shit too. So you have two bosses that are supposed to be the final bosses that just do nothing for the game, nothing for the story, which, lack thereof, there's no fucking story here, and lack of just originality. It's shit. It's so bad. This game is literally like fucking bargain bin, $2, fucking just give it to my kid because I don't have any fucking other thing to give them. If I gave this to my kid, I would be taken away, honestly. Like, there's no direction that would lead me to be like, oh, this is a good game to pick up for a younger child. It's not. This game is made for old, sweaty fucking men who live in their basement and like to play with fucking action figures. First of all, I am not even kidding you when I say you're going to look at the characters in this game and tell yourself, did they even try? Poorly designed to the point where it's just unplayable. The main character, the Hollow Knight, if that's even his fucking name, which is very unclear, which, if you don't even know the main character's name, what the fuck am I, like, that's stupid. It's dumb. Getting back, but the Hollow Knight's design is so fucking bad. I just can't. The main character's design is just Nothing. It's nothing there. If you want to have something, at least anything quality, give me something. You're giving me nothing. I seriously don't understand how these developers can sit here and be okay with turning out shit. This game is so poorly designed that it just makes me sad. It makes me sad that a game like this fucking exists in this day and age where you could take a lack of direction and just shove it out into the market and call it like a game. Like, honestly, this is the biggest shit show I think I've ever seen in gaming. Like, honestly, I just can't even. Like, I just can't. It doesn't even register in my head as a good like thing to even attempt doing. Like, I would rather find where the software came from than try to figure out this game. Like, it's just so bogus that I have to sit here and talk about something that I hate. So, I honestly should just leave. Like, I should just leave. There's nothing else to be said. This game just fucking blows. It's so bad. There's nothing that motivates me to continue playing. You play once, you're done. You can't again. It's the lack of understanding how to make a game that makes me believe that Team Cherry just does not know what the fuck they're doing. And they're supposed to make a sequel called, what is it, Shit Song? Silk Shit? I don't know. It's stupid. I hate it all. It's not anything that I would give out and just say, oh, this is a good game. Like, no, it's not a good game. Stop kidding yourself. Don't ever kid yourself and think this is a good game. When you talk about stories in games, you generally want to think of games like Dark Souls 2 or Knack 2, even games like, you could even say, let me think. Really, Dark Souls 2 is the caveat of stories in video games and gameplay and all of that. Still never played it, but, other than that. But the thing is, those games, stories were so great is because they cared. They didn't care about anything in this game. The story isn't there. There's no story. There's no beginning and there's no end. You're just shoved in the middle and you end in the middle. It's so bad. That's all I have to say of Hollow Knight. Now, moving on to the best game ever created, Shovel Knight. Now, you want to talk about good art direction, good game direction, good everything. Shovel Knight is there. The story's up there. It's almost as good as Dark Souls 2. Like, I'm sorry, but the story's fucking amazing. Right off the bat, you're hit with this tragic love story mixed with this knight in this explosive world, with these graphics that just take you away, with these pixels that just remind you of how good games can get, how good art can get in video games, how good it can feel to finally play a game. The combat is so smooth with your dynamic and your explosive attacks, the level design, the platforming just makes you feel like you're playing a real game again. The difficulty feels real but manageable. The enemies are so diverse, you won't see any of the same enemies on any of the other stages. You're gonna see totally new enemies with care, thought-provoking care put into every little aspect of this game. You're gonna really see why people consider this one of the best platformers of all time in the next 10-20 years, because you can't put it down. It's so captivating. You want to continue playing. You want to continue experiencing all that this game has. The boss fights are incredible. They're energetic. They make you feel alive. Some of the bosses are just so I don't even know how to put it into words. Just mesmerizing. Just so enticing that you just want to get more. When you look at games like Dark Souls 2, for example, those bosses are just amazing. And in this game, the bosses are again amazing. Now, I've never played Dark Souls 2. I played 5 minutes of Hollow Knight, and I could tell you, 5 minutes of Shovel Knight. See where it mixes up the people. 5 minutes of Shovel Knight, and let me tell you, this game's fucking amazing. Played 60 hours of Hollow Knight. That game fucking blows ass stick. And that's the marketing is so smart behind Hollow Knight to say, oh, you're going to get us confused with Shovel Knight, the superior game. The thing is, though, with Shovel Knight, each level feels like progression. You feel justified for doing things. You feel justified for killing an enemy, completing a level, getting new things, getting new armor, new moves, new this, new that, new items. It just feels like you're completing a game, and you could do it at your own pace. It's not like you're being forced to do the game in a certain amount of time and a certain this, certain that. You could just play. The levels are fun, the enemies are fun, the bosses are fun. It's just a fun game. It's something that Hollow Knight isn't. It's fun. Shovel Knight is a fun game. The graphics are amazing. Nothing looks out of date here. It all looks fresh and new. Even though it might not be the fucking 1080p, 60 frames per second, your fucking Call of Duty game. Even though it's not something like that, it's still an amazing game and an amazing way to experience what it being a true gamer is. It's something that we want to do as gamers, feel justified for playing a game, feel like that we succeeded in something. And Hollow Knight makes you feel like you succeeded. It makes you feel like you want to succeed. It makes you feel like a better person for playing. Shovel Knight's the game that I kind of say is Beethoven's symphony of games. It's something that we all can look back on and agree that is something in history that will always be remembered. Shovel Knight is like the Patriots dynasty. It's a win-win-win. It's so great. I feel like Shovel Knight should have its own section in every single game awards, just remembering how great it is. Now, I feel the same way about Dark Souls 2. Still never played it. But other people just haven't realized how good these games are yet. I don't know what to tell developers. I don't know what to tell reviewers that have the skewed idea of what a game is. You're pathetic. You're a child. You have this childistic views. You're sitting at a table for children. You're sitting at a kid's table with your little bib on and your little high chair. Get the fuck down and be a man for a second. Play a game like Dark Souls 2. Play a game like Shovel Knight. You'll see how much of a true fucking experience it is. The rush it gives you, the adrenaline it fills you with when you go through these levels, jumping from platform to platform, beating enemy after enemy, getting item after item. It just makes you feel like you're alive again. It makes you feel like you're truly playing a game. Like you play games to amazingly feel, to get away from what you're doing, to get away from the struggles, from the hardships of life. So playing Shovel Knight really takes you and immerses you into this world, into this universe. It makes you feel like you're playing a true masterpiece. It makes you feel like you're playing a true wonderful game. No, I'm not one to act like I know everything about video games, but at least I can tell you from what I've experienced with my 5 minutes and 34 seconds of gameplay for Hollow Knight, this is a wonderful game.